Get the gas going. Dog, it's not doing shit. Ow, fuck, it fucking sat me back through the damn wire. Ow. Today, we're gonna be building something that I attempted to import to the US, but was unable to do so. Today's stream is influenced very heavily by me really wanting to get what I can only describe as a device that looks like it has 4 gun barrels sticking out of it that can fire in rapid succession. Apparently it is designed to scare birds away. I saw it on TikTok. It was a Chinese guy showing a video of it, and it has the 4 barrels sticking out the side. It'll go pop, 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 and it's real loud on the camera, right? And I was like, okay, what is this? And I started looking around. I couldn't find it anywhere. I was looking all sorts of different things. Literally, I can't just buy one of these. It's one of those, you have to like chat to the guy, and then it's like, oh yeah, maybe you can like negotiate that they'll send you like only 50 of them or something. I don't want to bulk order these things. I just wanted one to fuck around with. You see here, you connect your hydrogen oxygen to it, and then it's on a timer, and it just it just bangs constantly. Hang on, let me pop another golden cookie on my cookie clicker. Oh, baby, click frenzy, we're going crazy. All right, don't get too distracted here. You have to understand why I wanted this, right? So, I saw that, and of course, I was like, dude, I gotta have this. And then, turns out, yeah, I found a couple different stores that sell them, but none of them ship to the US, unless maybe if you want to buy like 200 of them. And if you do anything like that, any direct from China orders that don't go through like a shipping service, then you have to like clear it through customs yourself, and you have to like pay like fees to get it off the boat and shit. Like there's all sorts of infrastructure that you and me don't think about. That's what we're doing today. We're gonna try to build the bird blaster. What we've got here, oh, why do you have all these whisks? Why do you have all this shit? Well, my friend, I could just get propane, which I have, and oxygen, which I have, and connect them to solenoids, some gas solenoids, set the pressure pretty low, and have those pipe into the pipes that we're going to be blasting. But I thought, wouldn't it be cooler if you can just put water in and then use the electrolysis to pipe the brown gas out and then pop that instead? I think that might be a little bit nicer. We're gonna be making this using some real redneck equipment. I've got these containers with some lids for our electrolysis. These, because they have a lot of surface area, are gonna be our electrodes. This is a trick I saw, I believe it was Nighthawk and Light originally did it on YouTube, where he gets a whisk and then he puts pieces of these guys, or the whole thing if it's a big enough whisk, inside of it, and it makes a thing that has a shitload of surface area so that it can produce hydrogen and oxygen very quickly. So what we should be able to do then, by simple control with a relay board, we should be able to have a relay that switches on the electrolysis, produces, I don't know, for a couple seconds, produces a certain amount of gas, and then flicks on the igniter and pops the gas through one of these tubes. And I just salvaged one of the ones from yesterday, but we could actually cut a longer piece because I do have more pipe. And we're gonna see if we can get anywhere near the same effect as the Chinese device. That's the idea. I bought these guys to use as the igniter. It's a little bit overkill. These things are taser modules. They can do a pretty decent amount of voltage out on the in terminals. The idea is that this guy will be on the inside, and they're high enough. It's inside of here is a step-up transformer that should get it to a high enough voltage that it can arc directly across. All right, so there's your taser ends. Let's see what happens when I connect. Nothing too high, maybe 5 volts to the input. 6 volts. We'll do 6 volts input, and it should arc across. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that should ignite it. I can't imagine that's gonna cause any problems. What do I need to get this together? I think we should start by building our hydrolysis chamber. Because the heart of this all is having the hydrolysis chamber where we can produce the gas. And then once we have that, we'll build the ignition chamber. And then once we have that, because we can manually sequence it at that point, then once we have that, we'll build the sequencer, and then that's basically the entire shebang. If this works pretty effectively, then forget pest control. We can resell this as a rent reducer. Also, instead of making it a box, we can probably have it set up like directly on top of the container. But I don't know, because on one hand, it would prevent flashback. Well, no, it wouldn't actually. You know what I didn't think about? You know what I didn't think about is that if you ignite what's in the tube, it's gonna follow all the way back down the tube to the source, which might blow up my my deli container here. I'll be honest, I didn't really think of that. You know what? Let's see what happens. Also, yeah, I bought a bunch of these containers because they're cheap as hell and they have proper fitting lids. Need a flame arrestor? I don't have a flame. I do not have a, like, valve or anything that would survive that. We could have, like, a flame arrestor jar to keep it from following all the way back to the base. But even then, that thing would be going off like crazy. Hydrogen and explode in an enclosed space with fire? No, not just hydrogen, also oxygen. So we'll have a real soup going on here. I'm thinking we cut holes in the top for these two electrodes, and then we're gonna have to fill these with glue so that they don't leak gas out of the sides, which isn't gonna be too awful hard. Squish this guy in a bit. Which one's anode and cathode shouldn't really matter. You just have to make sure that it stays the same once you start using it so that the corrosion is in the same direction effectively. Yeah, actually, they should be able to be on the edges like that, because those don't touch. But they're close enough that they should be, like, pretty good at doing their job. There we go. It's kind of nice because they're flexible, so they only need to start, and then I can kind of fit them to size. There we go. Alright, don't make one touch the other. It's all fucking over. So we have those guys in there. Alright. That should do it. We'll also need one for the actual gas to leave. We can just feed this hose directly into it. That would just fit that snugly, and then we could, like, epoxy around it. We could also fit in a little screw, like one of these guys. Putting a brass fitting on a plastic deli lid is a little bit of overkill, I think. It's literally stronger than the rest of the container that it's being, like, housed on. Use hot silicone. Use hot glue. We'll see. I will get out the hot glue. I'm just trying to picture how we make this go together. Well, we could probably just start from here. We're gonna need some, we can use sodium hydroxide. I have some here. That's gonna give us the best gas output, but it's also incredibly caustic. So let's start with just salt water and see how that works. And then if the salt water works fine, then we can upgrade to the more. I'm using a lot of water solely because I want there to be as little air to trap the gas as possible. I'm trying to lessen the chance of a container of salt water exploding all over my desk. Now, let's test this. How bad of an idea would it be to just put a flame right at the output? That's probably not a great idea. But we can crank our voltage up to 30 volts and hit them with... It's producing a decent amount. And then if I do hold a flame right to it... You're not going to be able to tell now. Holy shit, it turned the water brown! This shit brown now. That instantly turned it brown. It gave me doo-doo water like after 5 seconds of running. All right, hang on a second. I'm realizing now, you guys can't really see. Let's move over to the table. It literally like this was clear and it immediately turned into poop water like the minute that I started hydrolysis. Now we have enough equipment to make a couple of these tanks. We could also replace our electrodes if they do corrode too fast. But I'll be honest, I wasn't thinking that we were gonna get, like, eventually it corrodes enough that it's pretty foul. All right, cranked it to 31 volts. You can see when we plug it in, that it starts producing a lot of fizz. That fizz is the gas that we're hoping to combust here. All right, we have the brown generator. Now let's make the igniter, because I'm realizing it's probably easier to test the brown generator like when we already have an igniter that we can remote detonate. I'm mulling over in my head, how do I test this without like blowing up a container that I have my hand on? Because I prefer to not do that. All right, so what I'm thinking, and maybe we can just straight up, maybe we could straight up hijack the thing that we used yesterday. At the very least, I have this rod left over from that. Same mechanism, where the rod goes inside the tube, except it's a little offset, so it's a little closer to the wall of the tube. And then you have your insulated plug, eyebrow raise, winky face emoji, lip bite emoji. And then you have a little hole on the other side where the inlet gas tube goes in. Holy shit, 44 octillion cookies. All right, hang on. I got lucky. I was hoping I'd get Click Frenzy because that would have fucking balled. Do you know what? Maybe I have a ton of these containers too. Maybe the play is to have the flashback arrestor directly connected to the butt of the tube. So it's like gas producing tube. Then one tube goes into one of these other deli containers. And then on top of this container, right near the lip, is this guy. Really though, we need it to be skinnier. This is too much. Like, even if it's filled nearly to the brim, the amount of gas that can accumulate on the top to explode is too high. How do I do this right, you know? Brown gas from a butt. Thanks, bro, for your input. I appreciate it. That would blow the container, though. Well, what I'm trying to avoid doing right now is blowing the container. When you ignite brown gas, it's going to travel up the tube because it's insanely reactive. So what I'm trying to do is to not blow the container that's producing the gas, and instead have it only blow from the enclosed container and not travel back up the input tube. I'm fucking raging out, bro. Because I was like, oh, maybe I could use one of those like big test tubes. Here, one of these guys. You could have this. Oh, it's almost perfect, bro. It butts up almost perfect. Then you have one tube run in here, but it actually runs to the bottom. You fill this with water, and then your ignition will only go down to here. Problem is, that now creates a massive pressure differential on a fucking glass tube, which is probably gonna explode into shrapnel. So this is the con that we're having to mess with here, right? And then this will go to the other tube, and then this will be filled with water, and it'll bubble through the water, and then we just need a hole here for the cylinder to go. And then if we just attach the cylinder, look, as a working model, I think this is a good test point, right? I'm really stretching how sensible you think I am right now. But anything rigid can create shrapnel. That's literally why I didn't get, because I was thinking of getting a couple Tupperwares, and I was like, oh no, just get these cheapo deli tubs, because then if it explodes, it's just gonna, they're flexible. It's not gonna throw hard shrapnel if it fails, which is one of the concerns that I had. All right, here we go. And then for now, we'll just tape it here. Yeah, this should work. One of those quirky Tesla valves that Reddit gets wet over work. I think it's funny that when I used Reddit, I was on whatever the exact same corner you are is, because They do fucking love Tesla valves. Yeah, sure, that'll do for now. Let's set us up over here, bro. And then seal that to the main container. And just make sure that that one is sealed enough that it'll actually push the bubbles through. Like, is this gonna even bubble here? That's what I really want to see. No, it's leaking. Fuck. It's probably oh wait, it's it's probably leaking through the damn whisk. If I had to guess. Shit. It needs to have like mild pressure. Or maybe it just takes a little while. I don't know, maybe I should give it a little longer. This shit turning brown as hell. I ain't seeing a single bubble percolate over. I think this shit is not doing anything. Also, what the hell is it doing to the electrodes? This is turning them brown. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm realizing that the flaw is likely that it's leaking through these whisks, because I don't think they're sealed on the inside. Maybe just fill the handle with hot glue. That's literally what I was about to do. I was like, okay, what can we reasonably do? And I think the answer is fill the thing with hot glue. I'll fill these with hot glue, which should stop at least a decent amount. The thing is if the gas just has to go out this hole, it's gonna go out the hole because it's the easiest path for it to go out of. You know, I just realized, maybe the easier path here, glue around these guys to make sure there's a seal. It won't be super secure. Tape over the center hole, and then strap your tube around the handle. That's probably better. Maybe if I heat this filament up, you really shouldn't, or filament, these tubes. Probably shouldn't heat these up because I think they're PVC. PVC, for the uninitiated, if you heat PVC, it produces toxic gas. Do not heat PVC. What if? And maybe this is stupid. Dude, what the fuck is it doing? You know what? Hang on. Wrong tape for this. Let's use rubber electrical tape. This should be able to hold a seal a little better. It doesn't have to be a perfect seal, but better than what we've currently got going on, basically, is the idea. The project's getting jankier. If this don't work, we're gonna have to go to plan 2, which is using existing propane and oxygen instead. It's not janky, it's redneck. Those are one and the same, brother. Trust me, I would know. Also cover up the center hole. Alright, well, the glue gun has splooged all over the desk now. Notice any hot glue, it's Gorilla Glue. It's a Gorilla Glue hot glue gun. I don't think the glue itself is Gorilla Glue. Hang on a second. Let me, hang on. I gotta splooge a little more glue. Just gluing down the connection on the other lid. Canadian icon Steve Smith. I always said Caucasian icon at first. I was like, yeah, I guess. Let's see if this'll bubble through the thing. What is a Billy simulcast going to start? I think I'm gonna be doing a fucking Billy co-stream. I say too many Chinese things for that, I fear. Oh wait, here's my splitters. I forgot. You know what? I was like, where the hell are my tube splitters? I used them all when I made that Operation game. I don't know about that project, boss. That one kind of sucked. Okay, let's see if this is airtight enough. Let's see if this starts bubbling, then it should be good. I'm looking for bubbles coming through here. Yeah, I fear that I don't see that happening. Motherfucker, it fucking... Alright, well, that's why it didn't. That's why it didn't work. Fuck, dude, it fucking melted the container? Are you serious? It got hot enough to melt the container? Oh, no, bro. Ow, fuck, yeah, this is still really hot, even being unplugged. Huh. Well, what do we do here? What's the mode of action here? Let me see, because, yeah, it makes sense it would get warm. I just kind of didn't think we would have that problem. I think every time I have attempted electrolysis for any project, it has just failed. I don't think it's ever worked, man. I think every time I've attempted electrolysis, it has failed. Or like, it's been really janky and something has gone wrong. I've never had it just cleanly work. Alright, hang on a second. I think maybe I'm willing to switch it up and go to plan 2 here. Basically, we aren't really tied into using water. I've got an oxygen tank right here. And I have a propane tank somewhere. I'll find it. So I'm thinking, we could do this. We'll get that regulator turned real low for pressure, that's for sure. Nap gas? They don't really make nap gas anymore. Oh no, that's not true. I went to Home Depot and they had a nap gas. But that's not really nap gas. Or it's like, it's not the same formulation that it used to be. Nap gas doesn't really have a lot of practical use now, so they don't tend to make it like they used to. Future project is to build a dedicated high-powered hydrolysis machine. That would be an interesting project to build. It would be a tricky project to stage because of just the way that projects get staged for doing on streaming. Let's try our alternate version here. So what we're gonna need is some solenoids. I'm still like, puzzled where we're getting the gas from. I could use butane. I have these butane parts from the stove. I could use the propane, but I'm gonna admit I'm a little intimidated to use propane from the propane tank, from the big tank, because that can get pretty spicy. This guy has a little flashback thing itself, where it has these holes here, so the propane goes forward, but if I cover up the propane here, it's gonna come out of these holes here. So trying to use like this thing, like with its head, would be a little bit tricky. Dude, my dad won't stop watching AI slop videos. My grandpa got bamboozled by one of those, man. I honestly wouldn't use the big propane. I'm thinking maybe let's not use the big propane. But honestly, I wanted to do the whole thing with electrolysis to begin with, so I'm a little upset that it's not working right. That's probably far enough back. This really doesn't need to be this long on this end, but you know, we'll take what we get. And then, very short gas hose going into this side. It's nice and snug. I got the tolerances about what I want them to be, and then the blaster here, and now you have gas, spark gap, and that's it, baby. Now listen, I know this looks a little questionable, but I promise, FBI, it's just a bird scarer. It's for scaring birds. Also, cannot be touching this when it's powered up. Imagine naming a child Chat. I would not name my fucking kid Chat. You think I can cram 2 of these in here without them touching? No, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. Hey guys, let's do... Hang on, let's summon another golden cookie. Oh baby, click frenzy! Oh yeah! Every time I've tried to pull it apart, I slice my finger open. Oh wait, it literally can just be cut with normal scissors. Okay. Okay. You know what? That is a lot easier than the alternative that I was gonna do. Alright, that should do it. Bro got stainless steel everything. You guys are you guys are critical of literally everything I do. Can you be proud of me for once? Let's see if we can do this and this. That is literally touching. Stay apart. I think that this might actually work. Yeah, the first one melted and I realized it gets too hot to deal with it. So, this is take 2. Don't worry about it, bro. when the steel wool touches looking. It's only gay if they're touching. Bro, it's only gay if the steel wool touches. It's more like if the steel wool touches, it's gonna fucking catch on fire. Because it's gonna cause a short through the steel wool, which is fairly resistive, and it's gonna light it up. Yeah, bros, this is definitely gonna work. You know, it's been a while since we've had a project that just straight up doesn't work. Let's hope that this is not the one that breaks the streak. I would love to see this come together. I'll even splooge some around here to help keep it airtight. The other project's going good when a hot glue gun comes out. Yeah, baby, let's go. Back in my day, blowtorch the glue stick. I'm trying to, like, class myself up a little bit. But you're right, blow-torching the glue stick does work pretty well, actually. I'm just waiting for this to harden. It's about there. It's almost hard, baby. Winky face emoji. Okay, you know what? I've been disregarding, but maybe I really do need to stop the winky face emoji thing. Hey, oh, wait. You got a little salt first? Oh my gosh, why am I using this, dude? I got the whisks! Literally perfect, bro. Literally made for this. I want you to take note of what color this water is right now. It's a delightful coom color. Notice? Because it won't be for long. Actually, I want this to be filled even more. You know what? I'd say that's pretty secure. If it's not leaking out of these, that means it probably won't leak air out. Or hydrogen gas in this case. There's the fun without the risk. I mean, I can risk shit blowing up without risking me getting injured by glass shrapnel. The more, that's like the cool end of the project. The far more disappointing potential reality is that this shit doesn't do anything. And it actually just sucks ass. That's the blackest pill of all, Jimmy. Is that this shit doesn't work in the slightest. Oh man, I'll be a bit upset if that's the case. At least we'll get the lap of the crash out. I'm glad you guys have a real positive take on it. Hang on, this needs something to hold it in place. Actually, hang on, I can use the bench vise. Yeah, you can still see the side profile of the pipe. Which is the important bit. And this gets connected here. Alright, that starts making gas immediately. Let's not do it just yet. Let's not do that just yet. I'll make sure the igniter works before I hook the whole shebang up. This is just so I can activate the igniter from a distance. Now the idea is that I can come over here. Oh, I strip these ends off first. Then I can stick these ends into a 7-volt battery pack. Should. There we go. You can hear that, right? So you can tell that it's working. Alright, let's see if this works. Let's see if this does literally anything. Because I don't even know, bro. I don't even know, bro. I don't trust nothing no more. Get the gas going. What the fuck, bro? Dog, it's not doing shit. Ow, fuck, it fucking sat me back through the damn wire. Ow, scared. Alright, shame I wasn't standing behind it because I fucking jumped like a... Well, that's disappointing. No, nothing at all. Well, painters tape over the tube to trap gas. Okay, you know what? I'll actually take you up on that. Maybe the gas is escaping. Maybe it just takes long. Maybe we gotta let it run a little long, you know? Here, it's not completely sealed, but it's like more sealed now. Now let's let that gas really get to brown area, and we'll see what it can do. All of a sudden it spontaneously Such as the method. Alright, let's try it now. Did I fucking blow up my igniter? Why does it sound like that? Dude, you're right. I think the liquid is getting sucked into the tube and is fucking with my thing. There's so much condensation. Also, it's so hot. Holy shit. Oh, it's fucking leaking because it's melting the glue and the plastic. Motherfucker. What do I even do here, man? Gas is the best insulator. It's flammable gas, man. That shouldn't be fucking up my ignition. There's literally liquid coming out of the end of the tube. You're right. Whoever said it's condensating so... Dude, it's literally like waterlogged. That's fucking nasty, man. Well, shit. Yeah, we might need an unprecedented Plan C. We're on our second attempt now. Is there maybe a chance, of something here? I think maybe I overfilled this. I wanted there to not be a big gas buffer, but I ended up over. Also, why is it fucking green, dude? That's disgusting. It's wet, bro. Yeah, I know. I know I need to dry out the igniter. The igniter is on the bottom. It won't ignite because HHO floats. We'd have a real serious talk about the use of all caps. Your message ain't that important, little bro. If you're all capsing, you better be an expert in the field. If you're all capsing a backseat, you better be a fucking expert. Also, whoever said your electrode is on the wrong side, you're wrong, bro. It's on top. Here, I'm gonna dump some of this out. Dude, it's literal sludge now. How does it get so fucking nasty? Electrochemistry be like that? Get out the way. Dude, is it not zapping anymore? There we go. Okay, I was hoping it dried out enough that we could at least get a zap out of it. Alright, let's do another run. Let's do another run, this time with less water, hopefully less condensation, but enough gas being produced that it can actually do something. Fingers crossed. I feel like the in-game thing is it's gonna just be like, and that's it. That's gonna be disappointing too. There's like not enough gas for it to like, whoa, there it did! Okay, not very loud though. Hang on, it popped though. It actually popped the HHO. The fucking taser is louder than what we're trying to do, man. It kind of like, whoa, there we went. Why does it work sometimes but not others? It's smelling like fire, and I'm not sure if it's this getting hot. No, I don't think so. It's not that hot. Or what? It smells bad in this basement. Gas mix is surprisingly finicky. What happens if hang on, I'm gonna try that trick. Someone actually gave a pretty good idea, which is tape over the end, but I'm gonna tape over the end with a tiny pinhole, so it can still breathe out. It won't create like inverse pressure, but it should hold more gas in the tube, you know? There we go. Okay. Let's start making gas. Let's start making brown gas again, lads. Whoa! Shit, that actually worked! Did that blow the tape out the end? What did that do? That actually worked. That was loud. Fuck. Hang on, how loud did that come through on the thing? That was loud as hell. Ow, fuck, it zapped me. Ow, fuck, why is it zapping me? Dude, that thing actually did a good pop. What the hell? Ooh, that's real hot now. It's popping the container? Wait, wait. It backfired all the way to the container? No wonder it was so fucking loud. It was that much gas? Oh my gosh. It's fucking smoldering. Dude, my ear's fucking ringing, too. There was fire! I didn't even see it. It went off several times. Wait, what the fuck? I didn't see that at all. Did you guys see the smoke when I opened the thing up? That last one was real loud for some reason.